What is going on, YouTube? It's your girl TrvllOfficial, and I am back with another video for y'all today. Now in this tutorial I will be showing you guys how I achieve a drop fade. Yes, you have seen this client before. I have cut them before, but this time, instead of doing their old, regular taper, low taper, today we're going to be doing a drop fade. Now first things first, I want to start off by making my first guideline. Now start about where the arch starts. Now if you guys notice, I am also dropping that line below the nape of the head. So if you notice, in the back of your head there's a bone. That's where I'm going to proceed with the line after I start at the arch and go all the way around to the back where the nape is, and then follow that same guideline all the way to the opposite side. Now fair warning, this line does not have to be absolutely perfect, but because I am a perfectionist, I like to clean up all that extra hair right after you create that first guideline. Some people wait because they like to see that transition fall through and then cut that all in the end. But me, I just like to get it out the way while I can. So don't mind me if you see I'm being absolutely a strategic perfectionist. Now guys, I must let you know, when you start something on one side, you have to do to the other side. Now if you are a beginner, there are going to be instances where you may possibly mess up or make a mistake, and that's fine. There's ways around that. But for something like this, you have to make sure whatever you do on one side matches the other side, because if I was to go too high on this side, it's a big chance that I could mess up the other side by going lower than that. So that means that I would now have to bring that side up higher than what I originally wanted. So make sure that it matches on both sides. That is very important. Now guys, I'm about to bring out the Babyless FX limited edition clippers, and right here I have the lever open, no guard, going up about 1/2 of an inch. This is very important because if you take it up too high, man, that fade, I ain't gonna lie to you, it's gonna start looking like a ball fade. We don't want that. We don't want that. Which just does kind of give us an illusion of a ball fade. But what I mean by that is you'll start going into the longer pieces of the hair, and we don't want to do that. So as y'all see, like I told you before, whatever you do on one side, you have to follow through with the other side. And as I continue with this video, I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. You'll see that I'm continuing the same process on the opposite side. You see, I did not switch up. I didn't go up higher than what I did on the other side. Just make sure that you are very cautious with this, and just take your time, because like I said, if you are a beginner, you're gonna mess up a few times, and if you really pay attention to the step-by-step guides I give you, you'll definitely achieve this really good look. Now you guys see I'm pointing to this line because now I want you to still continue with no guard, but I want it to be halfway open, halfway closed. And what I mean by that is, before we take out that line right there at the bottom, which you'll see me pointing to eventually, I want you to go in halfway open, halfway closed. So, make sure that we smooth that transition out, because this is going to be a perfect transition from low fade to high fade. So we have to make sure that we go in one step at a time, and as you see, I'll end up closing the lever all the way and taking out that line that you see. And I don't know if you guys remember from my other videos, but I always tell you, before you go all the way closed, start off with the lever open and slowly close it into close. You don't want to just immediately jump from open to close, because if you go up too high with the guard or the lever all the way closed, you may potentially take off more hair than what's needed. So please make sure that you start off open and slowly close it. Okay guys, so right here I want you to still go in with no guard, but instead this time where I'm pointing to, you're going to go in with the lever all the way closed, and do not go above that line, because if you do, you might potentially make a spot in there that we don't want to create. So make sure that you do this in a flick out motion and just brush as you go. So now guys, this time, and I did rotate him because I want to start on this side specifically, I'm going in with my one guard, and it's going to be all the way open like I stated before. Start off all the way open and slowly close it. Now you don't always have to slowly close it when it comes to, you know, being in the more intermediate level, but as a beginner I definitely recommend this versus going all the way in close. And I'm keeping that same flicking algorithm all the way around the head. I will be showing you guys one side only, and if you do see me rotate the chair, it's just going to be the next step, not a repeated step. So right now, like I said, this is a one guard all the way open. Make sure you brush as much as possible, because whatever hairs that you didn't get, you want to make sure that you lay it back down so that you can get it the second round. Now right here I'm going in with the half a guard, lever, halfway open, close. Again, we don't want to go all the way close yet, especially if you're a beginner. I hate to have to point you out, but I also don't want you to mess this up really bad. It's okay to make a mistake, but you know, let's try to keep that from happening right now, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want no angry client, nor do you want a messed up head, you know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that you take these steps and pay very close attention to the detail work that you are putting in, because you may have to go back and correct a few things within the head. As you will see, I'm not going to get every single spot out. Around this time in the room, it was like really bad lighting, so please don't mind me, but you will see me going back in sometimes with a different guard, possibly no guard, possibly halfway open or closed, yada yada yada. So if you see me doing that, that just means that I'm doing detail work, and I'm just trying to make sure that I knock out all these dark spots in the head, because trust and believe, that mirror that you have behind you or in front of you is your best friend, whether it's your head or whether it's the person's head that you're doing. Make sure you take a step back and look. Now for the highest guard in regards of going against the grain, I'm going to be using a 1.5 guard all the way open with a flick out motion, because I do not want to create another harsh guideline in his head. As you guys see, the top of his head is very much dark, and that's because that's where the longer hair is at. So it's very important that we go out with the flicking motion and we don't, you know, dig into it, because if you dig into it too deep, you might take out more hair than needed. It's the same thing, man. I'm telling y'all, I'm trying to put y'all on game, bro. See, here we go with the flick of the wrist, boom, boom, boom. See how easy that is, man? I'm telling you, once you like master it and you start really, I would say, like coming up with a routine, coming up with some kind of method so that you can stick to this method, and you really pretty much can do any haircut that you desire, whether it's a drop fade, whether it's a high taper, a low taper, a mid taper, a mid fade, like whatever it is. Just know that it is very much achievable when you come up with some kind of step-by-step method into cutting hair. All of us barbers don't have the same method. Some of us do have similar methods into cutting hair, but as you go through this whole process, you will find what's right for you, and once you get what's right for you, it'll be easy, trust me. And if I'm being quite honest, guys, this client, he actually doesn't like how fast his hair grows, so he wanted as much hair gone as possible, but he still wants to keep it thick and like a fro on top. So this is the only reason why I went up this high. So now, as you see, I'm about to go in with detail work. Don't mind my phone, I don't know what that was, but you see, I'll be going in with detail work with no guard, and please make sure that you are being very careful with this, not digging too much. Also, what I notice works for me is I tug on the skin. And what I mean by tug on the skin, I pull it up towards me and stretch the skin out so that I can get those little spots as much as possible. Boy, when I tell y'all, I'm so proud of myself, man, because I have really done an amazing job sticking with this method. And when I tell you I can see so much progress in my work, it makes me so happy to know that not only am I making myself happy, but I make my clients happy and feeling good about themselves. Like this client here specifically literally tells me after he sits in my chair, he feels so much more confident because not only does he have an amazing haircut, but the fact that he knows that I'm doing everything that he asks for and he gets compliments outside of this makes him so much more, confident. Now right here, I'm going in with the biggest guard, which is a 2 guard, and I'm going with the grain, and I'm making sure that I debulk right here. That's important. Next, I'll be using some TrvllOfficial extra hold mousse, and I just want to make sure that I'm prepping the hairline so that I can lay all those extra hairs down that's in the front of the hairline. And we're going to be going in with our hot towel method. Now I do this because it's just as equivalent as to using alcohol on a wipe or a paper towel and getting all that excess oil off, because let's be real, a lot of people's hairlines are not clean, you know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure that we clean this area up, we dry it off before we even put the holding spray and stuff on, which you will see me doing next. Okay, now I'm going in with my TrvllOfficial extra holding spray. If you guys want to go ahead and cop that, it's at Walmart or Walgreens. They even got the travel size that I use when I do mobile calls. So I do that, and then I blow dry the hairline with cool air. And then this is the best part of the haircut. Now, there are multiple ways you can start off doing this haircut. But what I've noticed works best for me is starting off with those vertical bars on the side of the head. Now, you don't want to push it past the eyebrow. Some people's hairlines are right there. Don't get me wrong. But I do this, and then I start off in the middle of the person's hairline. And I start off with the most shortest part of the hairline, depending on which side is shorter. And then wherever the long hair is, I match it up to the shortest side that we just started on. If you guys catch my drift, you know what I'm saying? Because some people's hairlines are not the best. He has a really good hairline, so this is kind of easy. But there are certain people who don't have the greatest hairline. But that's okay, because that's why people like me exist and other great barbers. He is so funny to me. He acts like a big kid. But right here, I'm going in with my enhancement gun and also the enhancements that I made. I know on camera it kind of looks like purple, but off camera it definitely was a black brown, because that's what we're trying to go for. Most clients usually are that color, and you want to go a little bit over where you created the hairline. And I say this because you'll see next when I use the fibers, there's a cast that happens from you using the enhancement gun, which makes it seem like it's shiny, right? So as you see, he's very happy about it, because I used to use the cans and stuff like that. But now, we stepping up. We stepping our game up. So now I'm going in with the hair fibers, and I'm going a little bit over the natural hairline that I gave him. Not only that, but the natural hairline that I gave him from the enhancements. And I say this because when we go in with our trimmers to make sure everything is firm and in place, you will see that it creates this illusion as if the hairline is much darker than what originally was there. And not only that, but it takes away that shininess from the enhancement gun. We don't want that shine on our foreheads. That's not going to look right. The only shine you want is Vaseline when you wipe your forehead off, you know what I'm saying, or you get the excess off. But other than that, we have to make sure that we put these fibers down, because it's going to look more natural. Like, this is not going to look like paint, because I feel like that's a lot of people's biggest concern. So this is my method. This is what I found out works best for me, and my clients love it because it looks so natural. And yeah, just got to get the ball rolling, man. But also ask your client if they want to use enhancement, because some people do choose to opt out. but most of my clients do want the enhancement. It does last a very long time. Now this enhancement stuff lasts about a week. Now right here you're gonna see me spraying again. That way I'm locking all the fibers and enhancement in place. And now I'm going in with my beige pencil, not white, beige, okay, light brown, you know what I'm saying. We're going in very thin on the hairline, and make sure that you don't do it like extremely close to the hairline, because you also don't want to make it look uneven. If you do mess this up, you know, because it is kind of tricky, you have to be very precise when you're doing this. So I love this pencil. This is probably like my favorite pencil. I hate honestly using the white, but I noticed on me I've been having to use the white a lot lately. It's almost as if I'm getting lighter by the day. Don't understand how that's possible, but yeah. So then after you do that, you want to go in with your trimmer and you want to kind of like blend it into the skin. That way when we go in with our razor, it'll have that illusion, and you will see what I'm talking about. Trust and believe. Trust the process, man. Last but not least, I'm going in with this aftershave, but I like to use the blow dryer so that whatever stings doesn't sting too much, and a lot of my customers don't even be bothered by it, so I like to use this method as well. But yeah, man, this is the look. If y'all like this look, y'all want to see more videos like this, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and drop that like, comment, and subscribe. I will see y'all next time, man. We got more bangers coming out. We got more bangers rolling out. And if you want to see any other content besides this, please let me know. Feel free below. And I also have everything that I use in this video in my link below. Please go ahead and click. And if you want to do more self cuts, make sure you go ahead and purchase that 360 mirror. I'll see y'all next time.